Welcome to our YouTube channel Technology Tutorials. In this video I am going to explain cloud computing with AWS. Here I am going to start with the basics of AWS and the various well-architected framework on AWS. First, let's see the agenda. We will first discuss the benefits of cloud computing, and then we will see why we need to choose AWS from the other cloud providers. And then we'll get into cloud computing basics and discuss the well-architected framework, and later on we will give you the basics demo on how to create an account, start practicing on AWS. First, let's see the benefits of cloud computing. Before we discuss this, let's discuss what is cloud computing. Now, when we discuss cloud computing, that means we don't need to pay for the infrastructure upfront, and we only need to pay for the various services that is provided by one of the cloud providers. And the benefits that we can see, because we are not maintaining our own infrastructure, so we don't have any upfront investment, and also as a part of the support is being provided by AWS, so the operation cost is also less. Now, few more benefits are listed here. That means it is scalable and highly reliable and always available. Then there are multiple flexible pricing models, and also it is highly secured as compliance with all security standards, and we can get defined real-time backup and disaster recovery services here. There is no location dependency to use cloud. That means cloud infrastructure or cloud services can be accessed from anywhere across the globe. Cloud services are very efficient. The data center cooling technologies that are used are really efficient, and if we use their best practices to develop solution on cloud, we will be able to create environment friendly solutions. Also, because the upfront investment cost is saved as well as the operation cost is reduced, it allows the organization to invest more on developing innovative solutions and products for their end customers. Now, why choose AWS? There are various cloud providers available. So these are few points that I have noted here, and this shows why AWS should be used over other providers. If we need to see where AWS stands among all the cloud infrastructure and platform service providers, we can check it from the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So you can see that AWS is leading way ahead of the nearest competitors, that is Microsoft Azure. Few points on AWS. AWS is the market leader in infrastructure as a service and platform as a service for public cloud ecosystem, and it has a huge range of services like EC2, S3, IAM, RDS, Lambda, and many other services to help organizations quickly develop and deploy innovative applications. So this is one of the reason why AWS should be chosen from the other cloud providers, because it has a much larger range of services than its competitors. Then AWS provides a shared responsibility model. So some of the responsibility needs to be shared with the customer. So the below diagram will give us an overview on what all responsibility lies with AWS and what all responsibility lies with customer. So the responsibility of the cloud is with AWS, and responsibility within the cloud is the responsibility of the customer. It also gives an overview on the different responsibility model for each of the services, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So from this second diagram, we can see that for software as a services, the responsibility lies with the provider completely. For platform as a service, most of the responsibility lies with the provider, but there are few responsibilities like the application and customer data that will be the responsibility of the customer. Infrastructure as a service, here the infrastructure, the cloud infrastructure responsibility is with the provider, and the infrastructure inside the cloud, that is the creation of the virtual machines and creating buckets and so on, are responsibility of the customer. When we start designing or architecting solutions on AWS, we need to follow the 6 pillars which are equally important for architecting any solutions on AWS cloud. These are the pillars of AWS WellArchitected Framework. So the first pillar is the security, and then we have reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, operational excellence, and sustainability. Sustainability has been recently added. So it says how sustainable our applications or our solutions in cloud is. So how much environment friendly our solution is. If we are following all the 5 pillars and the solution is not sustainable, then we are not following the AWS WellArchitected Framework's 6 pillars. Then security means security of the applications and infrastructure that we are hosting on cloud. Reliability means how reliable our solution or our infrastructure or our application is, how much uptime it has. Then performance efficiency, how efficiently it is performing, whether all the KPIs that we have set it is able to meet and provide the customer with the good service. Then cost optimization, how the cost is optimized for our solutions. For example, we can launch an application on EC2 instance and that will be costing much more than if we are launching that application or redesigning that application using serverless component and creating the application based on the serverless architecture model. We will come to these details when we discuss serverless architecture model. Operational excellence pillar explains how we can deploy and run workloads on the cloud efficiently, and how we can continuously improve the operational part and automate the operations. Sustainability we have already explained earlier, that it is explaining how we can design applications or use the cloud infrastructure more efficiently and in an environment friendly way. Some of the terms that are used in WellArchitected Framework. Component means it is a unit of the application that is decoupled from the other components. Workload is a set of components that can be used to deliver business value. Architecture explains how components work together inside the workload. Milestone explains the key changes in the architecture during the product life cycle. Technology portfolio is a set of workloads that is needed inside an organization for their business to operate. Next, I will start the hands-on, where I will show you how to create an AWS account and use the free tier service for 1 year. Now, before we get into the account creation part that I am going to walk you through in this demo, I'll show you how to refer the AWS documentation, and this is very detailed documentation, and anybody who needs to or wants to work on AWS platform should refer this in order to get more details on each and every AWS services, also the tutorials and various command line tools, as well as the APIs that can be used for AWS services are provided here. For example, if we need to launch an EC2 instance, we can go to the EC2 documentation, and there you can see the various type of guides are available. So for example, if I want to create a Linux instance, I will go to user guide for Linux instances, and there you can see on the left hand side we have all these sections available. So first it will explain what is Amazon EC2, and then how to set it up, and then the how you can start your hands-on, then the best practices and various other details that you can. It also gives some troubleshooting guides also. So this is very very helpful for anyone who is working on AWS platform. Now coming back to the account creation part, we will now try to create an account, but for that we will be needing an email account that has not been used yet for any AWS free account. So so let's get into that part. So we'll go back to AWS, and then you can see you can get started for free. This we need to click here, and now you can see it asks for an email address, password, and then the account name. So let's provide something here. For this video, I will put a new email ID here. And then I'll provide any password. Then we can put any account name. So for example, now we can continue to step 2. So here we need to provide the security check. So for that, let's use Y2. Now here you need to provide some information like how you are planning to use AWS. If it is for your organization purpose, so you can use the business, or if you are trying to learn AWS or create your own projects or solutions in AWS, then you can select personal. For this demo purpose, we'll select personal. Now you need to put your full name, phone number, then country, address, and so on. So I'll pause this video and go to the next step. Now here in the third page, we need to provide the credit card information. So first the credit card number, then the expiration date, cardholder CVV, and then on the billing address, or if because this account that I'm creating is for India, so they are asking for a PAN number also. Now in this we need to provide the payment information. For verification of the card, a small amount will be charged, which will again be reverted back. For this demo purpose, at this stage, I will not be showing you or not performing this step, because I already have an AWS account. But you can follow the instruction from here on and complete the account creation. Before we end this video, Now our current state is that we have a free tier account created. So we need to be aware of what all free tier services are available and what all specific free trial services or free tier services or always free services are available. So there are few services which like Redshifts, which are for which trials are provided. Then there are few services for which 12 months free it's provided, and there are few which are always free. So let me show you. Now here, if you go down, you will see that for Amazon EC2 it's 12 months free. So 12 months, every month 750 hours of EC2 instance we can use as free, and they have also provided specific instance type that you can be used under this free tier. So currently it is T2 micro or T3 micro. Also the S3 storage, 5 GB of storage for 12 months is free. RDS database also 750 hours, similarly it is free for different databases. You can see that instance type that you need to choose while creating the RDS will be T2 micro. There will be 20 GB of database storage available, and 20 GB will be available for backups and snapshots. Now if you want to go for with always free, you can see DynamoDB is always free, then Lambda is always free, and per month 1 million requests will be always free. So that means you can imagine that for any smaller organizations or an organization which is just starting up, using AWS Lambda to develop their applications, they will mostly fall under the free tier till a certain point of time, until they go beyond that stage. And after that also the cost of AWS Lambda is quite low. Then, as I mentioned, AWS Redshift, you can see they are providing 2 months free trial. So after 2 months you need to pay for these services. Also the SageMaker, you can see 2 months free tier is there. And then for AWS SNS, this is similar to Google PubSub. So it is also always free, and you can get 1 million of publishers there. And all the details you can find it here. So when we use cloud computing, we should be very careful on what services we are using and the time or the time duration we are keeping them on. For example, if we are running say T3 micro instance, say 3 or 4 my T3 micro instance for a whole month, you will see that the total hours will be beyond 750 hours. So you will incur some charges. But for development or testing purpose, we don't need these instances whole day, because it is very easy to create any instance or any service in AWS. It does not take that much of time. So it's better to turn off or terminate those services that we don't need for specific hours. For example, development, we need from the morning 9 to say 6. So we will keep our development servers or the EC2 instances only on till 6 o'clock in the evening, and then you will terminate, and again morning, so 8:30 we will start it off. You can also schedule it in AWS. So this is all about the free tier accounts that we will be using for our AWS hands-on purpose. This concludes our AWS Basics video. Thank you all for watching.